The biggest reason that people are not getting the results from exercise that they are looking for is because there is a huge misunderstanding about what exercise really is and what is supposed to be expected from the body. See, we can expect some really amazing, wonderful consequences of our actions if we're doing exercise with the proper amount of intensity. So I want to get into exactly what that means in terms of seniors and elderly and what I think is happening in the community. First of all, if you do want to know more about how to actually begin getting the life extension benefits from exercise, go ahead and down below just download my free guide that will teach you a whole lot more about how exercise works and how you can really start to maximize your health results, because that's what this is all about, is not just extending our lives but living better. Having a higher quality of life is really what we're after. And none of these programs that I see, like Sit and Be Fit, are scientifically sound to give you the results that we really deserve and that we're after from exercise. This is a big deal, and I see it all the time. People thinking that things like physical therapy are exercise. And, you know, unfortunately, in the senior and the elderly community, when it comes down to it, this is widespread. We're being taught that somehow biologically, as we age, we need some sort of different type of stimulus to the body in order to change our lives for the better, get all of those wonderful effects from exercise that we're looking for. And the science is very clear about this, and we just started learning about this only 20 years ago. So look, I don't fault any one specific community or person for not knowing. See, in the 1400s, and I like to talk about this in so many of the talks that I give about the power of strength training. In the 1400s in France, there was a huge meteor shower. And up until that point, nobody believed that rocks fall from the sky. In fact, just like people scorned Galileo for his findings, the people who were saying that rocks fell from the sky, the people would look at them like they were crazy people. And so there were about 2,000 people that witnessed this one meteor shower that happened in France this day. And the crazy thing, 2,000 people witnessed this. Of course, there wasn't the internet back then. There weren't even cell phones or email, of course. And so word spread a lot slower. And it took 200 years for humanity to finally believe that rocks fell from the sky. Today, that's crazy. Everybody knows rocks fall from the sky. But see, I also understand that intensity of effort is very clearly how we get the results from exercise through the delivery system of myokines in the body. Now, I'll leave a video up in the corner here where you can check that out, of course, as well. But there are so many myths that need to be dispelled. And another myth that goes right along with this, not only that, the myth that says that people tend to believe that seniors and elderly need some other sort of exercise besides what younger people do. That's absolutely not true. And it's also not true that bodybuilding and strength training are the same thing. In fact, strength training is what is going to keep us biologically younger. Truly. We also discovered that just about less than 20 years ago. And so when we look at all of these things together, we see this huge myth. You know, when people look at bodybuilders, they think, oh, I don't want to look like that. Well, sure, I truly don't want to look like the biggest bodybuilders either. The problem is that these myths that build up, if you see all these bodybuilders in a line and you think, oh, well, that's what I'll look like if I lift weights. That really is just about 1% of the population. It is very small amount. And people really don't realize that, because we just tend to equate the sport of bodybuilding with strength training. And I'll give you a great example from every single client except for one that I've ever worked with never gained bulky, huge muscle. It was one person out of the, goodness, over 15,000 high-intensity strength training workouts that I've supervised over the years. And that's wild, that only one person out of all of those individuals was able to build huge, bulky muscle. So, if you have downloaded my PDF and you're just wondering, hey, do I want to get started? I have questions. Drop those questions below. There's a lot of questions that people tend to ask about this. I want to answer as many of them as possible. I just want you to know you're not going to get big and bulky when you're doing strength training. You're going to extend your life, and you're going to get so many health benefits from this. In fact, just in the next few days, I'm going to be releasing a video course that goes over not just everything in that PDF, but so much more. Talking about maybe 5 hours of instruction on how to set strength training machines and get the most out of them at Planet Fitness for starters, and then guidelines over exactly what seat settings are important for changing if you do have any joint issues. So a lot of ladies will have a hard time getting started in strength training because it's very intimidating. All these machines, especially older ladies, will see that the machines are very intimidating. They don't know how to use them. So I'm putting together tons of resources in order to help you do that, in order to help your spouses, your friends, anybody that you may know that needs help with these kinds of things to feel more confident to be using this equipment. It's going to be a pretty low price for starters, and so I'm looking forward to releasing this and giving a full overview of exactly what I have to offer in it. But when it comes down to it, I'm really doing this because I want to spread this out to the masses, to where everybody at their fingertips has the availability for them to be able to live longer, have a better life, have a higher quality of living. It's just my passion, life extension and quality of life. We always want to enjoy things better, and so strength training is one huge, easy key that'll really just cost you $15 in the gym membership every month. So look forward to seeing you on the next video and the release of my course this week, and I will talk to you soon.